chances are I'm not the one to make you fall. But accidents will happen after all.
Paul, wake up. You wrote some music.
I did?
Yeah. It was a mighty catchy tune. Here's a pencil.
Oh, Alex, let me sleep, will you?
No, you must write it down. Wait till I find some paper.
Oh, what is all this about?
You were dreaming a song and singing.
Huh?
It was great. Here, put it down.
What do I put down?
Well, it went boom, 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 boom.
Try and get some sleep, Alex.
Sleep, who can sleep?
Me. Good night.
Listen, Paul, you know what this means to both of us. I've leased a theater and engaged some actors. And if you don't get that show written...
Look, sport, we'll be in Lawford in 5 hours.
That's very important. We need your album editor like a hole in the head. Oh, this is fantastic. A bunch of college kids do one of your old plays, and you have to go and see it. Why? Because it's easier than writing a new one.
Well, why didn't you stay home?
Because the last time you went on an overnight trip, you came back by way of Norway. And I had an empty theater and 30 actors waiting.
Well, you can relax, Alex, because this is one show I'm going to write.
That's what you said last year and the year before.
Well, I had a reason.
Sure, you were lazy.
Okay, I was lazy, but I can't afford to be now. I'm broke.
Broke?
Yeah.
A man has made as much money. How could you be broke?
It wasn't easy, but by diligence, conscientious spending, I managed.
A man of your talent. Paul, I love you like a son.
Good night, Daddy.
In 2 years, you know how often you've waked? Just tonight, in your sleep.
Well, back to work. Well, here we are.
Very happy.
Hey, Jeff, here's your bag.
Oh, I'm sorry. Very sorry. I like young people, but not when they're so healthy. Paul, that's it. That's the tune you were dreaming last night.
It's a ghost. I wrote it when I led the band 14 years ago.
And now the band comes to meet you. It must be very thrilling, Paul. Your old school, your own song, and such a welcome.
Yeah, well, let's go, huh?
We got a hold of it once more. We feel along the beat. If they don't know what to do once more, maybe they'll be hit once more.
Our committee has been given the honor of welcoming you home. Lawford University is proud of your great record, but even prouder of you as a man.
Make a speech.
What you've done took heart and school spirit, not just a magnificent body. So I say to you, with justifiable pride, welcome home, Jeff Blake!
Thanks, Harvey. Thanks, everybody. It was a great track meet. Just because I was lucky enough to win most of the points, that doesn't mean I won alone. No, sir, it was a school and a spirit behind it.
Very fine reception.
I didn't say the band was for me. You did.
Merrick!
Huh?
You're Mr. Paul Merrick, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Well, I'm Kate Holbrook, chairman of the committee for welcoming alumni.
Good.
photograph.
Oh, say, hey, this is Alex Conway, my producer.
How do you do? I'm afraid this isn't much of a reception, but I'm sure you'll understand. Jeff Blake's getting back.
Oh, yeah, we understand.
Naturally.
He came within half an inch of tying the world's high jump record. Oh, but you must have read about it.
I never get past the race myself.
Oh, there's a taxi.
Well, let's grab it before they push it over.
Is there a good hotel here?
Oh, there's a charming old tavern, Alex. You'll love it.
Oh, no, you say it's the men's dormitory. It's all arranged.
Oh, yeah? Lawford University. Men's dormitory.
No, the faculty club. You're having breakfast there.
We had breakfast.
Oh, you could just nibble at some toast. It's on the schedule.
Come on, we're going to nibble. Young lady, did your schedule say anything about me showing Mr. Conway around the campus?
There is an hour open after you fix up the lyrics.
What's that?
We felt that you'd like to give your songs a few fresh lines. Quips that are timely and appropriate for college audiences.
Little lady, do you actually expect to get work from the world's laziest man?
It's on her schedule, Alex.
Yes, from 10:20 to 11:10.
I'd be left with the loneliest longing, which most likely will happen tonight. For it's one thing to call her delightful, but it won't satisfy.
Hold it, kid. Would you come downstage here a minute? Miss Holbrook, this song here is about a Viennese soldier's love for a princess.
I know.
Let me have the last 8 bars again.
For it's one thing to call her delightful, but it won't satisfy till milady is my delight.
Thanks very much. Now, how do you suppose I'm going to work in a reference to Jeff Blake, high jumping 6'10"? How do I do that?
Oh, you can do it, Mr. Merrick?
I can?
Yes. The alumni meeting isn't until 5. I'll see you there.
If I linger with milady, I'll no longer have a heart. Just supposing milady is lonely, I'm afraid something lovely will start. Something lovely I'd never take lightly. Just a kiss and goodbye, and milady and I must part. If
When did you write this?
10 years ago.
Sounds like it.
and to love her isn't right, I'd be left with the loneliest longings, which most likely will happen tonight. Jeff Blake's high jump was simply delightful. He's a roaring, record-breaking guy. But milady is my delight. When every star above is bright, and milady is my
All of us have sung, hummed, or whistled Paul Merrick's songs. We've enjoyed them doubly, I'm sure, because he's one of us. He's a Lawford man. No, I'm sorry. I promised Paul that he wouldn't have to make a speech. However, I would like to present another Lawford luminary, president of the student council, valedictorian of the graduating class,
Even money.
Miss Catherine Holbrook.
Thank you, Dr. Chanick. Ladies and gentlemen, as chairman of the Lawford Improvement Fund, I would like to thank Mr. Merrick publicly for his magnificent donation toward the new infirmary. He has very graciously given us $5,000.
Why'd you give so much?
You saw why. That girl. She put me on a spot in front of the whole faculty. Could have used the money to have my head examined.
We assured Mr. Merrick he wouldn't be asked for a speech. But we said nothing about asking for a song. How about And You'll Be Home? What key, Mr. Merrick?
Key of D flat. That girl'll be president someday.
Well, she'll not get my vote.
She'll get mine.
Have you ever been to Mandalay or Cairo on a market day? Have you found the perfect spot for you? Did you ever ride through Central Park or walk through Paris after dark? Have you done the things you want to do? If you feel there's somewhere you should go, that's the only thing to do, you know. You have to follow your dreams till they all come true. Look around when they do, and you'll be home. You'll have to follow your heart, and it may be far. Then just ask where you are, and you'll be home. There'll always be meadows yonder with greener clover than those you'll wander right over. That shining castle that you see on a distant shore, go knock on the door, and you'll be home. You have to follow your dreams till they all come true. Look around when they do, and you'll be home. You'll be home. You'll have to follow your heart, and it may be hard. Then just pass where you are, and you'll be home. There'll always be meadows yonder with greener clover than those you wander. Come on, now, we're laughing. We're going home. That shining castle you see on a distant shore, go and knock on the door, and you'll be
$5,000 to a college.
What are you stopping here for, Cupcake? I want to go to Alec's office down at the corner.
So you'll walk a few steps. Do all them agents and ham actors have to know we're headed for a hock shop?
They may not have to. We'll know in a few moments, Cupcake. What's the matter? Oh, come on, what's the matter?
Well, boss, it would be all right if things were rolling good, if you were still in the chips. But now you should put up a front. You know what I mean?
Develop that a little further, will you?
Look, if it didn't happen in front of strangers, I wouldn't say anything. But honestly, boss, I think a guy cheapens himself when he calls his butler Cupcake. My name is Haggerty.
Glad to know you, Mr. Haggerty. Any idea what I want to talk to you about?
I can guess. A little white ball falls in some sand. You hit it with a stick. Wonk. It rolls into a hole. Brilliant achievement.
Oh, it isn't golf.
I know. It's money. You want an advance.
15,000?
That's a lot of money.
It certainly is. If you were half a businessman, you'd throw me out in my ear.
That's just what I am. Half a businessman. 3 artistic flops in a row and a hit that loses me $30,000.
Well, it's okay, sport. Thanks anyhow.
Paul.
Yeah?
If I was sure that you'd work,
Why don't you hire a cop to watch me or chain me to my piano or something?
I think I prefer the cop.
No, kid.
No, I mean it. Not a real policeman. Just someone to see that you put in a good day's work. A secretary.
Well, I'm game. Here's your checkbook. Such a nice one, too.
Just a minute, Paul. First, we must have an agreement. I give you $15,000, and you give me your word that you'll work. And your secretary will help you keep your word. Is it a deal?
It's a deal. What I won't do for money, huh? Say, if you're going to call the employment agency, I like them tall and blonde, or short and brunette. I'm very democratic.
I've already hired somebody.
What?
Yes, Mr. Conway?
I'm waiting
Yes, sir.
right away. I want you to meet your secretary. Come in, Miss Holbrook.
Good morning, Mr. Conway. Good morning, Mr. Merrick.
Hi.
Sit down.
Thank you. I presume that you and Mr. Conway are in complete accord about the arrangements.
Well, I wouldn't.
Complete accord.
Yes, indeed we are. Mm-hmm.
As I understand it, Mr. Merrick, I'm to stop at nothing to see that you keep busy, even to locking you in your room. Is that right?
Oh, well, you're going to throw in an old crust of bread from time to time, aren't you?
15,000 and no hundreds.
Mr. Merrick, I'm going to be candid with you. I don't expect to like this job.
Oh, I'm sure you won't. Why don't you quit?
Oh, I can't afford to. The salary will pay for my postgraduate course next semester.
Oh, well, I wouldn't want you to miss that. Here we are. This is made out to Kate Holbrook.
That's right, Mr. Merrick. Thank you.
It's better this way, Paul. While you keep working, she'll pay all your essential expenses. While you keep working.
You've been grand, just grand. Words failed me, at least words I could use in front of this young lady.
Mr. Merrick, I'm already on salary, and I feel we're wasting time.
You do?
I understand you work at home. Shall we go?
What do you mean, no golf?
Well,
No golf.
No golf.
well.
Well, wait a minute. What?
Darling!
Lorna!
Oh, Paul!
Oh, honey, when did you get back? Why didn't you write?
Why didn't I write? You know I can't spell. I got in this morning. Alex, you look glorious. How are you?
Fine, Lorna, fine.
Darling, practically everyone in London sent their love. I brought mine.
Oh, you're wonderful. Good. Oh, this is my secretary, Miss Holbrook, Miss Marvis.
Oh, hello.
How do you do? Are you ready, Mr. Merrick?
Oh, Paul, I can't believe I'm really seeing you.
What'd you say?
Oh, I beg your pardon. I thought you were finished.
Finished? Why, we're just limbering up.
Darling, I'm starving. Take me to the Waldorf.
No, let's go to the Ritz. It's right next door to my pawn shop. So long, Alex. Oh, and Miss Holbrook, we'll work like mad tomorrow, huh? In the PM.
I didn't say it would be easy.
Hey, Paul, how are you?
Hi, Gower.
All right.
Wonderful routine. Marge's lovely as usual. You know Lorna Marvis.
Lorna, how are you?
Hello.
Oh, good, good.
What's good, darling?
The corned beef and cabbage. They're pushing it tonight, you see.
He said you could sign the tab, didn't he?
Up to $100. You want to eat again?
You crazy, irresponsible
All
idiot.
right, then I'll marry you. Now you look at here. You had 2 years to think this over. I'm going to give you just 3 more seconds.
Darling, you know something? You can't sign a tab at the Marriage License Bureau. They like cash.
You're so sweet, but you're so corny, dear. I got it all fixed.
You have? How?
Radio. We get on that program, Win Yourself a Wife. At 3 o'clock, we're married. At 4 o'clock, we're on our way to Niagara Falls in a washing machine.
Oh.
Pretty nice handling, huh? Hey, what's this? It's for Miss Marvis.
Compliments of Mr. Carpenter.
Carpenter? I thought he's still in Europe.
Tippy, darling. How sweet.
Another nice thing about getting married to you, a fella gets free champagne, you see.
Ladies and gentlemen, of course, no one can sing a Paul Merrick song quite like the composer himself.
Oh, you finagler. You. No wonder you let me run up a tab for $100.
It's all yours, Paul. All right, fellas.
Hey, fellas, hold it a minute, will you? How about High on the List? Remember that one.
High on the list of beautiful sights is you, and I've seen Naples. You are a view they can't overrate. I've seen New York from the Empire State. High on the list of beautiful sounds is your sigh, and I know music of all the wonders I'd hate to have missed. I'd name the thrill when we kissed, and if that isn't the greatest, it's certainly high on the list of the things you wear. I love to see your hair combed that way. And now may I say, I guess I've fallen for you. How did you know that that's what I'd do? 'Cause I had no chance to resist. No wonder you're high as you are, way up on the list.
Okay, Cupcake. Stop that racket.
Time to get up. I thought you might need this.
What for?
You didn't get in till 4:30.
Oh, I feel fine.
You won't when you hear what time it is.
What do you mean? I missed my golf game? I told you to call me at 1:30.
Take it easy, boss. It's only 8:30.
8:30? Are you crazy? I've only had 4 hours sleep. Back. Everybody back.
Boss, she said you got to get to work.
Huh? Who's that?
The character, Miss Hussey.
Who's this?
The secretary. She says you start making with the music at 9.
She got me mixed up with the milkman. Tell her to go home.
She said if you get to work on time, she'll pay the gas bill. Kind of nice to eat a hot meal for a change.
Well, she'll be the first one we fry. You can tip her off to that. Now, go on, get lost, will you?
You don't have to snap at me. I was only doing it for your own good.
Okay, I'm sorry. Now, will you get out?
I'm not really, boss.
You're not really what?
Doing it for your own good. She said she'd pay all my back salary if I got you up.
Okay, you win, you...
Thanks, boss.
Oh, Mr. Haggerty, would you please try again?
Look, miss, I've known this fella for 8 years. From the time he was shooting in the high 90s. Well, I was his caddy. That's how you get to know a man. My advice is, give up.
Morning, Miss Holbrook.
Good morning, Mr. Merrick. It's 11:35.
Yes, I know. I'm sorry, Haggerty.
Miss Holbrook, we made certain arrangements, but you're not expected to take them literally.
That wasn't my understanding.
No, I guess not. And what's all this? What are you doing here?
Well, they look like beginnings of songs.
Yeah, remember when you used to start things, boss? I saved them.
Well, throw them out, all of them.
Well, I thought
Out,
maybe sometime...
out. Anybody call?
That actor Harvey Zola was in.
Any message?
Yeah, he said I was to tell you you're a... big phony.
Oh, I can explain that.
I'll bet you can. Go ahead.
He came to borrow $50.
Yeah?
Mr. Merrick, he owes you $700, and he was smoking an El Victo cigar.
Well, what's a cigar got to do with it?
I found the drugstore. El Victos cost 43 cents apiece.
Oh, so you decided you didn't need it.
Exactly. I've gone to the list of people you give money to. Only 3 are deserving.
Suppose you let me decide that, huh?
That...
Wasn't your understanding, I know.
No, it wasn't.
Ready, Haggerty?
What are you going to do?
Well, walking around the golf course, I get ideas for songs. Inspiration, you see.
Mr. Merrick, you seem to have forgotten.
Oh, yes, I don't have any money, do I? Would you write me a check for a couple hundred?
Oh, I can't do that, Mr. Merrick. I promised Mr. Conway.
Come on.
Well, if it's for an essential expense and you get to work immediately.
I'll see you later. Cupcake! Oh, boy. Put on the tea. Have a golf ball? Yeah.
Well, Merrick, you got me beat. There's just one more hole to play. You want to go double or nothing for the 300?
Double or nothing for the whole bundle?
Yeah.
Hit your best shot, friend. Well, what's your problem?
If you lose, you can't pay. If you win, you won't work.
Lose. Well, that's straight, but it's a little girlish. I'm really going to pour the pie into this one.
Mr. Merrick! If you told me the name of the golf course, I'd have gotten here sooner.
That would have been great.
He's got a bet up. If he wins, we won't see him for a week.
I'm ready, Mr. Merrick.
You ready for what?
To take notes. You said that on the golf course you get ideas for songs.
Miss Holbrook, I only have one idea at the moment. That's to hit this ball. Or anything in the vicinity. Now look out, will you?
But, Mr. Merrick, you said that I was supposed to...
Haggerty.
Yes, sir?
Will you see if you can keep this lady quiet?
Quiet, Miss Holbrook.
Thank you.
You might as well take the week off. He's gonna win.
But I've got to get him back to work. I promised Mr. Conway.
I expected anything from that girl, but you, Haggerty, what are you trying to pull?
Guess you break even, boss.
Boss! It was only for your own good.
Yeah, everybody's been so helpful around here.
Hiya, Mr. Merrick.
Oh, hello, Walt.
Looks like you had a sick horse.
Yeah, come on in. Miss Holbrook, make out a check for $75 cash, an essential expense.
Essential, Mr. Merrick?
Yes, charge it to the care and maintenance of a very sick horse. She was a lovely little filly. Hated to see her go.
She didn't go very fast. I saw the notation among your bills. 75 on Queen Carrie's nose.
Come on, be a good little girl now. I don't like to welch on a bet. Come on.
I'll write the check, Mr. Merrick, if you give me your word of honor that you'll go right to that piano and compose without interruption until 6.
No lunch?
Mr. Merrick.
Stand by, Walt. Come on, right.
Well, start composing.
Thanks, Mr. Merrick.
High on the list of beautiful sights is you. And I've seen Naples. How do you like that?
Very much. I liked it in 1947 when you wrote it. You gave me your word of honor, Mr. Merrick.
Now, look, I don't want to be nosy or anything, but how long do you expect to be stationed on this beat?
I'm to leave in 8 weeks.
Funny if I didn't miss you.
That might be good, Mr. Merrick. That might be very good.
What? What's it?
What you just said for a song. Wouldn't it be funny if I didn't miss you?
That's an idea, but it's about the worst idea I ever heard. First place, a title like Wouldn't It Be Funny If I Didn't Miss You is, it has no, wouldn't it be...
Wouldn't it be funny if I didn't miss you?
Hello? Oh, good morning. No, he isn't in. Well, I don't know. Yes, I'll tell him.
Who isn't in?
Well, you were starting the song
Miss
and...
Holbrook, I'm a grown man. I voted in 3 presidential elections. Now, who gave you the right to say I'm not in when somebody calls?
Mr. Conway?
You're a very humorless little girl, aren't you?
Yes, I am humorless. But I don't consider that a vice or even a weakness. The reason I'm here...
Never mind that. Who called?
Miss Marvis.
Cupcake, get the car ready.
I'm supposed to keep you at work.
Unless you have a warrant, don't you dare lay a hand on me.
But, Mr. Merrick...
Lock me in the room, huh?
Well, that was our agreement. What are you going to do?
I think I'll take you across my knee and...
I don't advise
What do you advise?
that you get back to your piano.
What's your salary, Miss Holbrook?
75 a week?
75 times 4, that's 300. I think you'll have to sign this. It's for 4 weeks' salary.
You're firing me?
Oh, with such infinite pleasure.
Well, now that I'm no longer your secretary, I'm going to speak my mind.
You mean you haven't been?
For a man of your talent to be so self-centered, so spoiled, pampered.
Don't forget irresponsible.
So irresponsible.
Thank you.
And so afraid.
Afraid of what?
Mr. Merrick, you've written nothing since 1947 when you had your biggest success.
So?
You're afraid you can't repeat that success. You like to give the impression that you're lazy so that people won't know that you're afraid.
I'll bet you got straight A's in psychology, huh?
It's a subject I plan to teach. I get my doctorate in 3 years.
Think I'm washed up, Doc?
Yes, unless you overcome your neurosis.
I got a neurosis?
A very common one. It's an illogical fear of failure. Like most men with more talent than character, you can compete with others, but not with your own past achievements.
Alex Conway to see you, boss.
I'll be right there. Little girl, have you ever had any previous experience looking after anybody's life?
Well, last summer I was a babysitter.
Sign it. I hope the child recovered.
Some work, huh? Ah, that little girl's a marvel.
I'm letting her go.
Sorry to hear that.
You needn't worry about her. She'll wind up in charge of Sing Sing someday, that one.
This is pretty, isn't it?
Let me see a minute.
3 years you do nothing. She's here just 1 day and you've got a melody.
It's nothing, just a big hunk of nothing.
You sure you want to let her go?
Oh, Alex, no show is worth it, I tell you.
Well, so I've learned a lesson. A man should always put everything down in writing.
You care to elaborate on that?
Oh, I don't blame you, Paul. It's me. I'm just a bad businessman, that's all. I keep thinking that when two old friends shake hands, it's a contract.
Oh, here now, sport. What's this got to do with the contract?
Paul, when I set aside that $15,000 for you, and it wasn't easy, we agreed that Katie...
Oh, Alex, let's talk like reasonable men.
All right. So the terms weren't reasonable. But they were what I wanted, what you agreed to, and we shook hands.
Oh, but you're not going to hold me to that.
How can I? On just a handshake between friends?
I destroyed that check, Mr. Merrick. I've written a new one for $12.50. That's 1 day's pay on the basis of a 6-day week. I'm sorry, Mr. Conway. I guess you know I'm fired.
Fired? Oh, you mean merely because you locked me in my room? You won't let me play golf or sleep or talk to my friends? Am I that stuffy?
He wants you to stay, Katie.
You heard what the man said. Oh, you. I ought to really let you have it.
Hello? Who? I'm sorry, Mr. Merrick isn't in.
Just a minute. We'll have no more of that. I am in. Come on, give me.
My mistake. He's right here. It's a man who says you owe him money, and he's coming right over to punch you on the nose.
Oh, there's no place like home. Of course, my landlord hasn't spoken to me since last fall.
Oh. Sally, you're the only man I know who could make a First Avenue penthouse look like the Dodgers locker room.
They took batting practice here this afternoon.
Oh.
I was shagging flies till 5.
What happened to that heavenly old candelabra you had on the
Oh,
table?
I replaced it with some modern lamb chops, and they looked even more heavenly.
Oh.
Give me a wrap, huh?
I can only stay a minute.
Why waste a minute?
heavenly up here, isn't it?
Yep. Great.
Paul, do you dislike Tippy Carpenter?
No, not at all. Any guy that can blow $500,000 on Alex's last 3 flops and take it like a major, gotta go for him. Why do you ask that?
Well, he's calling for me in the morning at a fantastic hour.
What for?
Well, he has a fabulously beautiful yacht, darling, and, well, he's invited a lot of people, and I do need the rest, and... Paul, I intend to marry Tippy.
Yeah?
I wanted to tell you last night, but we'd had such a wonderful day, and...
It's all set, huh?
Well, he hasn't definitely asked me, but he will, and... Oh, I've upset you, haven't I?
Well, no more than if I'd just been hit by a very light truck.
Oh, it's a break for you, Paul. Really it is. I know if I were a man and knew a girl like me, self-centered and superficial with the moral strength of a hungry kitten,
I hardly ever think of you as Abraham Lincoln, but...
Oh, Paul, I like things easy, and Tippy's $18 million are going to make things very easy.
I guess it should help you over some of the rough spots.
Oh, darling, I do love you. I wish you were rich. Well, how'd that happen?
I don't know. Let's see.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I thought no one was in. Good evening, Miss Marvis.
Hello.
Say, Miss Holbrook, what are you doing around here at this hour?
Going over some of your old bills. The income tax man.
Better let her go to Lamora, huh?
Oh, tomorrow will be too late. He has to have the figures by morning, and they're awfully mixed up. Good night, Miss Marvis.
Good night. Odd little girl.
Yeah. Big efficiency type, you know.
Looks like she's put you to work.
Yeah. See what you think of this, huh?
Wouldn't it be funny if I didn't miss you? Wouldn't it be funny if you missed me? Suppose each night I spent became a gay event, and everywhere I went, they'd all say, "Here comes Sunny." Wouldn't it be funny if there's so much to do that I can't remember what used to be? But darling, don't start laughing now. It isn't funny yet. Can't you see I'm trying to forget?
Mr. Merrick, I was just wondering about... Oh, forgive me, it can wait.
Now, let's have it. What do you got there? What's the matter?
It's only these checks. Were both of them sent to the government?
I guess so. I don't know why.
Well, you made your December income tax payment twice. The government owes you money.
Well, $18 million?
No, $640.
Great. I'll get a haircut.
You going to hate me?
I'm going to try like the dickens.
Good for you. Oh, darling, I wish I weren't a character without character. No, I'll take a cab.
The car's right outside. Oh, it's getting a little late. You think we can drop her on the way? Miss Holbrook, where do you live?
I thought you knew. Didn't Mr. Conway tell you?
He certainly didn't.
Why, I live right here in your guest room. Good night, Mr. Merrick. Good night, Miss Marvis.
Good night. Darling, don't think I misunderstand, but you're a public figure. Do you think it's a good idea?
What?
You're living here without a chaperone.
Chaperone? That's all I need.
Still awake, Aunt Amy?
Oh, I can't get over it. I'm sleeping in Paul Merrick's bed.
Good night, dear.
Good night.
Yeah, that's right. $50 worth of roses. The yacht leaves at 10:30. Marvis, M-A-R-V-I-S. Charge him to Paul Merrick. Oh, sure. Hello. Mr. Credit Manager? How are you? Oh, I owe you $250 now. Would you care to try for $300? You wouldn't. You're a bright boy.
Agony!
Oh, dear me. I didn't think you'd be awake. Good morning. Your paper. It was a very interesting axe murder.
Hey!
You want something?
No, indeed. Everything is most comfortable.
Oh, good.
And may I say, Mr. Merrick, I consider it a very great privilege to be living with you.
Living with me?
Oh, yes, indeed. We have so much in common. My very great friend, Mr. Thisbe. Mr. Jerome Thisbe is also extremely musical. We just adore your songs. And Amy! It's quite all right, dear. Mr. Merrick and I have met. A little unconventionally, perhaps, but then in artistic circles, I understand that's not altogether unusual. Excuse me.
This is your aunt?
Oh, Mr. Conway didn't explain about that either, did he?
I'm afraid he didn't.
Surely you didn't think I'd move in alone.
Oh, heaven forbid.
She won't be in your way, Mr. Merrick. And, of course, the cost of her food will be deducted from my salary.
Well, little birdseed, it can't amount to much.
Isn't it time for work? It's 5 after 9.
Oh, after not, say, Miss Holbrook, Miss Marvis is going away, and I
know. The yacht leaves at 10:30. I saw it in Charlie Knickerbocker's column.
I'd like to send her some flowers.
I'll write out the check.
No arguments?
It's an essential expense.
I'll never tell the world that love is grand again. And I'll never let my heart get out of hand again. A tender sigh.
Here's that lyric.
Oh, thanks. Did you send the flowers to the boat?
Yes.
Good. Say, how's that sound to you now?
We won't agree, and if I find another's arms at my command, I'll never let my heart get out of hand. Those
I think some flutes in there would be nice. Yeah, some violins. A nice big harp for the sound, huh? A voice, a girl's voice, or a group of girls like a choir. Yeah, that'll get it.
Have something planned, and if I find myself in
Well?
Oh, it's all right. Pretty tune.
What about the words?
Aren't they a little, artificial?
Miss Holbrook, it's just a song.
Of course. I think it's fine.
You don't think people ever feel that way, huh?
Mr. Merrick, one shouldn't let oneself be emotionally dependent on, somebody else.
One shouldn't.
No. People who are mature and intelligent can, with a little willpower, become completely self-sufficient.
Love isn't important to you?
Oh, my instincts are normal. I shall marry and have children someday. But in the meantime,
Miss, for you, Jeff Blake calling.
Jeff Blake? For me?
He's our friend with the muscles, oh, yeah.
Hello? Oh, hello, Jeff. Well, I'm fine. How are you? I'm so glad. Oh, yes, I think that would be very nice. Yes. Why? He's in town for a track meet, and he's coming over later. Oh, is that all right?
Tell him we're going to have spaghetti.
Oh, forgive me, Mr. Merrick. This isn't like me at all.
Looks like you kind of go for this, Jeff Blake, don't you?
I hadn't thought much about it. He's never called me before. And, well, I didn't think I was the kind of girl he would call.
Why not?
Mr. Merrick, I don't know if you bothered to notice, but I haven't any charm.
Oh, you haven't, huh?
Oh, not that I mind. I think it's just as important to be respected and admired.
Oh, it's more important. But what gives you the idea you haven't charm?
Oh, it isn't just an idea. Charm is a definite thing, like dimples or blue eyes. You have it, Mr. Merrick.
Oh, my mother would love you for that remark.
I must let you get to work.
Say, Mr. Holbrook, it doesn't seem to me like you get any laughs at all out of life. You don't smile enough.
Well, that isn't my nature.
Oh, I'd love to see a great, big, honest-to-goodness smile on that kisser. Come on, let the corners of your mouth turn up like that. Come on.
Now?
Sure. What can you lose? Oh, bigger. Bigger than that. Come on. Oh, you could do better than that. Come on now, fall apart.
This is too silly.
Hey, you see, you made it. You ought to throw a lot of that around.
Mr. Merrick, we both have lots of work to do. And I'm sure you want to rewrite the words to that song.
Yes. Let's see now, where was I?
I peeked in the living room. Mr. Blake's here. He's gorgeous. Wait, don't be nervous, dear. You look very nice.
Thank you, Aunt Amy. Hello.
Hello. Hi, Kate. Say, you look different.
How are you, Jeff?
Fine, fine.
Well, I'm fine, too.
That's fine. Nice place.
Yes.
Up here you can get some air in your lungs.
Yes, it's 18 floors up.
Yeah, 18 floors, 562 steps. I counted them.
Oh, you didn't walk up?
No, I ran. Did it in 1:16. Great training for the half mile. Mr. Merrick!
Hello, Blake.
Am I pleased to see you, sir?
I thought you came to see Miss Holbrook.
Well, I heard she was working for you, sir. Do you know Max Gordon?
Oh, pretty well, yeah.
Well, his show at the Lyceum is selling out, and I sure do want to see it. Could you get me a ticket? I don't mind paying.
One ticket?
It's not too much trouble, sir.
But I thought you and Miss Holbrook were...
Oh, Mr. Merrick,
Oh, sure, Kate. Why not come with me? The only reason I didn't think of taking a girl is that I'm in training. But we don't have to neck.
Oh, I'm very sorry, Jeff, but
There'll be a couple in your name at the box office, Blake.
Oh, I appreciate this a lot, sir. Really, I do, sir.
Well, you're quite welcome, sir.
Oh, Mr. Merrick, I didn't mean when I called you sir. I think you're elderly. Better run along. I'll pick you up in an hour, Kate. We'll get some dinner. Thanks again, Mr. Merrick.
Yes, sir. Good thing we moved the piano, eh?
yes. Well, I better get dressed. And thanks. Almost finished, Aunt Amy?
Just a sleeve. Catherine.
Hmm?
Dear, at dinner tonight, I don't think I'd have any wine.
Why not?
Well, dear, you must keep a clear head this evening. Mr. Blake seems to have so much vitality.
Don't worry, Aunt Amy. He's still in training.
What happened, boss?
Just resting.
Thank you, Jeff, for a very pleasant evening. I had a very nice time.
Maybe we can get together after the track meet. That's the night I break training.
Yes, if I'm not busy with Mr. Merrick, I'd be glad to. Well, good night, Jeff.
Oh, come on, Katie.
Oh, no, it's late. Mr. Merrick.
Mr. Merrick, it's all I've heard all evening. You in love with that guy?
In love? Oh, don't be ridiculous. You don't fall in love with someone you've known only 3 days. Do you? Oh, it's wonderful. After midnight and he's still working.
Huh?
Good night, Jeff.
May never be attracted to the likes of me.
Oh, did you have a good time?
Yes, the play was quite entertaining.
How'd you get along with Jeffo?
He thinks I have charm.
Yeah. But accidents will happen, and I'll be around. And maybe there'll be no one else but me around.
I like the new words to that song, Mr. Merrick. Good night.
Forevermore may never start. You may ignore my hopeful heart. And chances are I'm not the one to make you fall. But accidents will happen.
Enjoy yourself, dear.
Yes. Aunt Amy, do you think it's possible to fall in love with someone you've known a very short time?
Oh, yes. I fell in love with your Uncle Chester after our second waltz. 8 weeks later, we were married. It was the greatest mistake of my life.
People thought another spring could change us. I don't think a thing could change us. Who was that you kissed last night in his favorite chair? Wasn't I there?
That's a wonderful number, Paul. Really great.
Thank you.
Come on, Paul, do another
Oh,
one.
I've been singing for hours. You've had it, really. I couldn't inflict any more. That's the whole reason.
Paul, you're essential to these tunes.
Hey, you're really back in form. This is the old Paul
Well, thanks.
No. The old Paul Merrick never wrote 8 songs in 3 weeks.
Well, I had to. I'd just about run out of things to hawk. Thank you. Oh, Kitty. Did you hear what they said? You know, they really seem to like him. Thanks to you.
Hey, Paul.
Yeah.
Say, the show is great. Doesn't want to take an awful lot of money to put it on?
You bet it will. Alex thinks it'll cost $300,000.
Well, Tippy Carpenter can afford it. Incidentally, I thought he and Lorna would be here.
What, here?
Yes, I read in the paper that his yacht was getting in tonight.
News to me.
I love this one. Sing it again, will you?
Oh, I see. I tell you what I'll do. I'll make a deal with you.
You sure?
Oh, Mr. Haggerty.
Quiet, everybody. Hold it just a minute, will you? You're about to hear Peggy Lee give one of these tunes the A treatment. Peggy and I have made a little deal here, which we hope will produce something fairly electric, huh, Peg?
Yeah.
Okay, man, I'll start this thing, but let's try and finish together. Do you mind? Ready? 1, 2.
Life is so peculiar. You get so wet in the rain. You get so warm in the sunshine. It doesn't pay to complain. When I get up each morning, there's nothing to breathe but air. When I look in the mirror, there's nothing to comb but hair. When I sit down at breakfast, there's nothing to eat but food. Life is so peculiar, but you can't stay home and brood. Yes,
Life is a gamble and a guess.
is so peculiar. The desert's only got sand.
Well, life is a puzzle, more or less.
The ocean's only got water.
Oh, life is a wonderful mess.
You never know where you stand.
You're so right.
When I go out to dinner, there's nothing to wear but clothes.
Sad. Whenever I get sleepy, there's nothing to do but doze.
Sad. Whenever I get thirsty, there's there's nothing to do but drink. Life is so peculiar that it makes you stop and think. Yes, life.
Here are the facts of life. It's so peculiar.
A fork belongs with a knife.
It's just a rumor that they're having a riff.
Corned beef is lost without cabbage.
They're in love.
A husband should have a wife.
If he's married,
Life is so peculiar, but as everybody says, that's life is so peculiar, but as everybody says,
that's life is so peculiar, but as everybody says, that's life.
Head to the high country, folks.
It's just a rumor that they're having a riff.
Corned beef is lost without cabbage.
They're in love.
A husband should have a wife if he's married. Life is so peculiar, but as everybody says, that's life. L-I-F-E. Ladies and gentlemen, that's life. C'est la vie.
Es la vida, das ist Leben.
Ecco la vita.
Skål!
That's life.
Come on, let's get some more of the bubbly for Auntie. Open up another jug. Right.
Miss, it's none of my business, but I think you ought to know that...
I know what you're going to say, Mr. Haggerty.
All right.
You think that I'm in love with Mr. Merrick, and as a friend, you're concerned.
Well,
I'm not in love with him. I may think I am, and even if I am, I'll get over it.
Oh, sure, but what I want...
See, Mr. Haggerty, I know myself. I know that I'm thinking and behaving like a naive schoolgirl who's happened to meet a famous and attractive man. Well, knowing that, I'm bound to get over it, and I appreciate your interest.
Miss, I only came in to say that Aunt Amy's on her third glass of champagne, and I'm afraid she's going to hate herself in the morning.
Oh, Catherine, dear, what are you doing in here? You're missing all the lovely parts.
Aunt Amy!
Everyone seems to agree that the songs are extremely groovy. Come, dear, live a little. La, 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 la.
Oh, wouldn't I be thrilled to hear you say I had a lovely accident today.
Katie! Oh, Katie! Come on, it's 9:30.
Oh, I'm sorry I'm late, Mr. Merrick.
I think I finally got this lyric straightened out. I'll take this down, huh? Have you had your breakfast?
I don't want any.
Oh, too much party last night.
Mr. Merrick, I'm not hungry.
All right, let's get started now. The likes of you may never be attracted to that. We had the accidents will happen. I'll be around. Oh, from here. And maybe there'll be no one else but me around. Forevermore may never start. You may ignore my hopeful heart. And chances are I'm not the one to make you fall. But accidents will happen after all. Isn't that a big improvement?
Oh, yes. Yes, fine.
A smile may show it, your eyes may... By the way, what's happened to your smile lately? It was coming along so good.
Mr. Merrick, I cannot work and giggle at the same time.
Katie,
Yes?
something's wrong. Now, what is it?
Nothing's wrong. Nothing at all. Mr. Merrick, may I take the day off?
Of course.
I have things to do.
Well, go right ahead. Guess I've been working you pretty hard lately, huh?
Well, that's what I'm here for.
No better, dear?
Not yet. I'll be back, Aunt Amy. I don't know what time.
Catherine, dear, I've been thinking. Why don't I have a talk with Mr. Merrick?
What about?
Well, dear, I don't think you're too young for him. He's such a nice man. I'm sure if he knew how you felt...
Aunt Amy.
Yes, dear?
I want you to give me your sacred word of honor that you will not talk about this to Mr. Merrick or anyone else. Promise?
Very well, dear.
Oh, good morning, Cupcake. How you feeling?
Morning. Boss, there's something I want to talk to you about.
Oh, yeah? What is it?
Well, it can wait.
Mr. Merrick.
Good morning, Aunt Amy. Glad to see you bounce back from last night's little fracas, okay?
I'm just fine. I wondered if we could have a little heart-to-heart talk.
Certainly. Would you sit down?
Oh, you're very kind.
Would you like a cigarette?
Thank you. Mr. Merrick, I do hope this isn't going to be embarrassing for you, but tell me, do you think a difference in age between a man and a woman should make a difference?
Let me have that again, huh?
What I mean is, the tender passion is something we can't control, Mr. Merrick.
Oh, no, we can't.
Whether love comes in May or December, the happiness it brings should be grasped in both hands, don't you think?
Oh, by all means, grab it. Get it.
My intuition was right. I knew you'd be most understanding.
Who's the lucky fella?
You, Mr. Merrick.
He?
Haven't you noticed that a certain person has become extremely attracted to you?
Oh, you got it?
We'll keep this our little secret, won't we, Mr. Merrick?
No one's ever going to get it out of me.
Mr. Merrick, can I see Kate?
Why, she isn't in.
Is it the truth?
Certainly it's the truth. Something wrong?
Wrong. You know, I was 9th in the pole vault event in Philadelphia last night, 12th in the half mile, and the broad jump. I didn't even beat Perakachikov.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Maybe you're a little out of condition.
Out of condition. I'm never out of condition. It's that girl, Kate Holbrook. I wrote her a dozen letters and not one answer. You suppose I like that, Mr. Merrick?
Well, I wouldn't think so, no.
Feel that pulse. Hasn't picked up a beat. What time will she get back?
I don't know. You want to wait?
Why should I wait? No dame is going to make a monkey out of me. Perakachikov beating me.
What's that?
I don't get it. I know I can't write songs, but what could you do on a track?
Haven't done too good lately, but I don't see what that has to do with it.
Mr. Merrick, don't you know she's nuts about you?
Katie?
It's hard to understand.
It certainly is.
It's fantastic.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
I don't want to seem conceited, sir, but let's face facts.
Yeah, let's.
If you compare our looks...
Point for you, unquestionably.
Thanks. And I'm only 24, and you're,
I'm too down.
As for brains?
Yes?
I'd say we're about even.
Oh, you would, huh?
Well, you're brilliant in a way writing all those songs. From a practical, everyday, common sense point of view, there's no comparison.
Well, now, what do you want me to do? Destroy myself?
Mr. Merrick, this is nothing to be flippant about. The Olympic Games are coming on. America's counting on me for 4 events.
Now, just take it easy, son. Sit down. That's not till 1952.
What does it matter when it is? Do you want the broad jump to go to Czechoslovakia?
Don't even think.
Donna Marichek will beat me if I'm not in shape, and I won't be if this...
Now, wait a minute. Take it easy, son. I'll have a little talk with Katie.
No, that won't work. If you want to do the right thing, don't see her anymore. Fire her. Get another secretary.
Oh, aren't you being a little selfish?
Selfish? Mr. Merrick, if America loses the Olympic Games because of how I feel about Kate, you'll be a disgrace to the Stars and Stripes.
Still awake, Aunt Amy?
Catherine, it's late. Where have you been?
I took a long walk. And I went to a movie. I took another long walk. After dinner, I walked. Is he home?
Catherine, dear, I believe your little problem concerning Mr.
Aunt Amy, it's no longer a problem. While I walked, I managed to see things very clearly. That nonsense is over. Completely over. Tonight, I know I'm going to sleep.
Isn't that nice?
The likes of you may never be attracted to the likes of me. But accidents will happen, and I'll be around. Maybe there'll be no one else but me around. Forevermore may never start. You may ignore my hopeful heart, and chances are to make you fall. But accidents will happen after all. A smile may show it, your eyes may glow, or you know it, I'm sure I'll know so. If you fall in just that way, oh, wouldn't I be thrilled to hear you say, I had a lovely accident.
Mr. Merrick, you're working much too late. It's after 3. You're going to ruin your health if...
I'm not working, Katie.
He's playing for me.
Miss Marvis. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Merrick.
Don't go, Miss Holbrook. Paul's told me how magnificently you've helped him. He may not show it, but he's terribly grateful, and I'm even more grateful. Tell her why, darling.
Oh, I think it can wait till morning.
Wait till morning. Oh, darling, isn't that sweet? He's shy. I've just proposed to him. We're going to be married.
Oh, that's wonderful. Congratulations.
I could have told you that would happen.
What?
She's fallen in love with you, hasn't she?
Oh, she thinks she has, I guess. I don't know.
Poor kid.
Well, you know how these youngsters are sometimes. They meet a man older than themselves, and they get to imagining this and that. The first thing you know...
Darling.
Yeah?
Do you mind if I ask you something a wiser woman would keep to herself?
No, go right ahead.
You haven't any serious feelings about her, have you?
Oh, don't answer that. That was a stupid question. Here I am, engaged less than an hour and acting like a dull, jealous wife.
Well, you gave up $18 million. I guess you're entitled to know what you're getting in its place, aren't you?
Kiss me.
Say, Lorna.
Yes, darling.
Whatever made you settle for second prize?
So that's what you've been brooding about. I thought you didn't want to talk about it. Darling, I'm not proud of this. I did set out to get Tippy Carpenter. I was coy, I was distant, I was charming. Real stinker. I even picked out a ring. Then when he asked me to marry him, all I could think about or talk about was you. You're not marrying a very bright girl. Night, darling. No, you don't have to take me home. My car's outside. Night.
Night.
Katie,
Yes?
is it all right if I come in? I want to talk to you for a minute.
All right.
I thought I heard a noise in here.
It's Aunt Amy. She sleeps heavily.
Jeff Blake was around today.
Was he?
He's pretty crazy about you, isn't he?
He just thinks he is.
Oh, it's the same thing. You know something, Katie? He may not be the guy for you, but he is more your own age. That's pretty important, don't you think?
I don't think so at all. Age is an attitude toward life, a state of mind. It's what's in your heart that...
Well, what's in your heart can change, Katie. Things that seem very important now will appear pretty trivial. You know, when you're a little older.
What does it matter how old you are? I'm a great deal older than people who are... older? I think it's just wonderful about you and Miss Marvis getting engaged. It's much too late to go on talking. Good night, Mr. Merrick.
Good night, Katie.
Good night, Aunt Amy.
Oh, Aunt Amy.
There, dear.
Oh, I'm behaving like an emotional adolescent. I ought to be ashamed of myself. One thing's obvious. I cannot go on working here any longer. Tomorrow I'm going to see Mr. Conway. Oh, Aunt Amy.
There, dear.
Hello? I believe Miss Lorna Marvis picked out a ring here she liked.
Miss Marvis? Oh, yes, indeed. Beautiful stone. Isn't that magnificent? It's from the collection of the Maharani of Baipur. Personally, I think it was their finest gem.
What do you get for it?
As a matter of fact, it's a perfect stone. Absolutely flawless.
What's it cost?
Observe the fire. Have you ever seen anything like that?
How much?
$48,000, including tax.
Including tax. You should include an aspirin.
Ah, Miss Marvis.
Oh, darling, I waited hours for a cab. Did you see the ring?
Yeah.
Isn't it sweet?
Well, it's kind of cute, yeah.
I'm sure you'd like to try it on.
Oh, that isn't the ring.
Oh, yes, Miss Marvis. One doesn't make mistakes about a diamond like this. I remember you felt quite certain that Mr. Carpenter was...
Oh, but this isn't Mr. Carpenter. This is Mr. Merrick, and that was 5 weeks ago. Oh, dear. I picked out another ring this morning. Paul, aren't I awful? The clerk with the bald head.
How do you do? Take care of this to Mr. Marvis, will you, Benson?
Paul, darling, I chose that one. It's so simple, and it's in such good taste, and it
Cost $96.
Including tax.
Shall I wrap it?
No, thanks. We'll eat it here.
Good morning, Miss Holbrook. Good morning. Is Mr. Conway in?
Yes, he is, but just
Maybe after you think it over.
What do you mean, think it over?
Now, listen, Carpenter.
Conway, you must take me for an idiot. My decision is final.
Oh, hello, Katie. Come in. Sorry, no casting today. Hiya, Katie. Sit down.
What happened, Mr. Conway?
Oh, it'll be all right. You can't blame Carpenter. He's crazy about Luna, so he's mad at Paul.
And he's not going to back the show.
That's about it.
But there are other backers, aren't there?
$300,000 is a lot of money.
But I thought a Paul Merrick show.
Oh, he'll get a production, all right. Some bright young producer will. You know, since Paul's last show, I've had 4 failures in a row. That's not a good record.
Every producer has failures.
Now, listen, Katie. In 2 weeks, I'll be 68.
What has that got to do with it? Everybody's talking about their age.
When you're young, you don't mind having failures. People can say you're not a practical businessman. Doesn't matter. There's a drive that keeps you going. Right now, my feet hurt. What am I complaining about? I hate people who feel sorry for themselves. I've had 45 wonderful years in the theater, worked with some great people, done some thrilling things, made $3.5 million, lost $4 million.
We'll get another backer, Mr. Conway. I know we will.
Of course we will. By the way, what'd you come to see me about?
Oh, I've forgotten.
Here they are, miss.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Haggerty.
Miss, that guy in the library reading the script.
Mr. Thisbe?
Yeah. Did he get that kind of dough? 300 grand?
He's very wealthy.
Funny looking character.
Yes, he is a little odd, but he's a great friend of Aunt Amy's.
That explains it.
He'd like another glass of water.
Everything all right?
He's on page 90, and I think he likes it. Oh.
Hi, Sport. What are you so happy about?
Paul, quit kidding. We've got to face facts. I can't get the money. I've tried everyone. You can get it, but they don't want me. They've lost confidence in me.
I love your tie.
Listen to me. You've got to get yourself a new producer.
I have a producer.
Stop trying to aggravate me. Don't you understand? I can't get the money. What's that?
Happy birthday, Alex.
Oh,
Read it.
to Alex. Our first written contract. If it's a Merrick show, it's a Conway production. Gratefully, Paul. Why, you... Always throwing your money away.
Oh, we're loaded. This show's going to make a fortune, Alex.
Oh.
He's on page 98. He wants more water.
Go get it. Hurry up.
Say, what goes on here?
Well, I think maybe Aunt Amy's got a present for you, too.
Aunt Amy?
She dug up a bankroll.
Paul, I'm tired. I'm in no mood for jokes.
There's no... Aunt Amy.
Can't stop.
On the level, Alex. Her friend in there's up in the big dough. I checked on him.
What friend? Who? Where?
Eddie, take it easy. He's reading the script, and incidentally, he's not the kind of a fellow you expect to see around show business. He's an odd sort of a duck, you know.
I don't care if he's a walrus, as long as he's got the money.
Mr. Merrick.
Yeah?
Could my friend Mr. Thisbe have a few words with you?
By all means.
It's all right, Jerome. Jerome, you've met Mr. Merrick. Mr. Conway, this is my good friend, Mr. Thisbe.
How do you do?
I'm delighted to see you.
Here's a comfortable chair for you.
Oh, thank you. That one will do nicely.
Well, I'll leave you gentlemen alone.
Would you like a highball?
Oh, thank you. No, I have too much respect for my kidneys.
Tea, maybe.
I'd like a glass of water.
Here you are, sir. There you are.
I read this.
Yeah?
Of course, this is not the final script. Naturally, there'll be some changes. It's a fine hobby, the theater. You could make yourself some real money, too. Now, about the music in the show. Of course, you know Paul's reputation as a songwriter.
Yes.
Now, come, Alex, let's not waste Mr. Thisbe's time.
Oh, right you are, Mr. Merrick. The two things I abhor wasting most are words and time. I remember a few years ago, I think this may amuse you. It's by no means a vulgar story, though you may consider it a trifle spicy. I was chatting with a young, quite cultured widow. Yes.
That's good.
Well, let's get down to business.
Yeah, what about the script? You don't like it, huh?
I'm mad about it.
Oh, great. That's fine.
Gentlemen, I am prepared to invest in your production.
Have a glass of water.
Yes, come on. Adam's ale. This is so good for you.
Thank you.
Can I take it now?
Oh, thank you. I will have my attorneys draw up the necessary papers.
Great. Now, about the amount of money we're going to need.
Oh, I know the figure. Amy told me. $300.
Are you sure she didn't say 300 grand?
Oh, no, she said it would be grand to have 300.
Oh, Mr. Merrick.
Oh, hi, Aunt Amy.
Is this true?
Oh, that's just rumors, gossip. Nothing to it.
Mr. Merrick, I have a great deal I want to say, and I don't quite know how to say it. There's so much in my heart.
Aunt Amy seems a little upset.
She hates to go, I guess.
Go where?
Oh, we're leaving today. I thought you knew.
No, I didn't.
Well, my work's finished here.
Yeah, I guess it is.
Mr. Merrick, before I leave, I want to tell you how much I regret the things I once said. I said you were self-centered and...
I am, Katie.
Oh, no. When you gave up your show rather than hurt Mr. Conway.
Who gave up what show? There'll be another next season. I'm in no hurry.
At the moment, you have $32 in the bank.
Oh, good. I thought I was broke. Oh, say, Kate, I've got some royalty money coming in next month. Now, if you want to continue working here...
Oh, it isn't the money. It's, because I'm going back to Lawford, that postgraduate course.
Oh, yes, I'd forgotten about that. I don't suppose a girl as bright as you are has to be told that she's going to be missed around here.
I've tried to be efficient.
You know something else? You've got that smile of yours working real good now.
Well, you may not be here when I leave, so I'll say goodbye.
Bye, Katie. Wished you weren't going.
Miss Holbrook! Miss Holbrook! Oh, quick, Miss Holbrook!
Haggerty, where you been?
It worked. It worked.
It did?
What worked?
Wait till you hear what she did.
How soon can he leave for Lawford College?
Right away, I packed his trunk just in case.
In case of what?
Well,
All
knowing
those
how
fellows
he's
I used to
felt about
caddy
you and
for
Mr.
before I
Conway,
knew you, I...
Time.
I'll get it.
Now, let's unravel this a little. What was it?
Well, boss, she sent me over to the Friars Club. Those actors. Nice bunch of guys. They all like Mr. Conway. Some of them even like you.
Hi, sport.
Paul, what's all this nonsense? You disappeared for 2 weeks, and then that crazy telegram.
Better get in the car now. We're late.
Late for what?
Get in the car.
From that wire, I thought something had happened to you. I thought you were sick.
Are you sorry I'm not?
Now, listen, Paul.
Let's go. Here, Cupcake, take this.
Hi, Mr. Conway.
So this is what you brought me here for.
Yeah.
450 miles to see a lot of school kids do one of your old shows.
Well, you might enjoy it.
Enjoy it?
Sure.
What I have on my mind? This adolescent habit of yours, running away from problems.
Oh, Mr. Conway, I'm so glad you got here. Isn't it exciting?
It's the first foolish thing I ever heard her say. Hey, wait a minute. What's that music? They're doing your new show.
Where? What do you know?
But why?
Come in. Take a look out front.
That's what, a lot of people?
First row there, right off the center aisle.
There's that banker Corton. And old Willoughby.
$8 million in that front row. More than enough to put on Mr. Music. They don't look very happy. I don't care how they look, as long as they're awake.
Oh, Paul, I know you meant well, but with children, amateurs, how could it possibly come off? Why, if ever a show needed professional people...
Let's go out front.
It's all such a waste of time. Where's Lona?
Well, she wired she'd be here.
Marge and Gower, what are you doing here?
Dancing.
What did you expect? There you are.
Paul? Alex, darling. All the luck in the world.
Dorothy Gersten of the Metropolitan Opera.
Hey, Groucho. Gee, thanks a lot for showing. There's nothing in the world I wouldn't do for you.
There's nothing I wouldn't do for you. That makes two of us who do nothing for each other. You know, that score is the score is a little reminiscent. You know, it seems to me that I detect overtones of Bach and Beethoven.
Yes. What's he doing here?
Investigating the student body. I hope I don't lose my faculties.
All these people?
Yeah, they're doing a show.
Just tonight, as a favor to you.
So the fellas out front with the bankrolls get a good look. Take them out in the audience.
Great girl, Katie. Very mature mind.
Oh, hi, Jeff. Oh, say, how's it going with you two?
Fine, fine. Since she gave me up, I outjumped Perikachikov and Ben Americhek.
On stage, the Merrimacs.
Oh, life is so peculiar. You get so wet in the rain. You get so warm in the sunshine. It doesn't pay to complain. Oh, life is so peculiar. The desert's only got sand. The ocean's only got water. You never know where you stand. When we get up each morning, there's nothing to breathe but air. And when we look in the mirror, there's nothing to comb but hair. And when we sit down to breakfast, there's nothing to eat but food. Life is so peculiar, but you can't stay home and brood. Yes, life is so peculiar. A bird can usually sing. A pearl is made by an oyster. You can't be sure of a thing.
When I go out to dinner,
There's nothing to wear but clothes.
and whenever I get sleepy,
There's nothing to do but doze.
whenever I get thirsty,
There's nothing to do but drink. Life is so peculiar. Life is so peculiar.
a fork belongs with a knife.
What's corned beef without cabbage? A husband should have a wife. Life is what you make it. Chin up, you gotta take it. Whether you're listening or talking or resting or walking, you gotta work it out. That's life.
peculiar. It gets so cold you turn blue. But then the next day could be sunny, so you get sunstroke or flu. When you're a helpless baby, there's nothing to do but cry.
And when you're finished living, there's nothing to do but die.
And in the years between time, there's nothing to ask but why. Life is so peculiar, don't know why we even try. Life.
Son, come over here and sit down on my knee. I want to explain to you about life.
Yes, Pappy.
My boy, someday you'll be going by a drugstore. There'll be a beautiful girl standing on the corner. She'll whistle at you. She may take you for a ride in her convertible. She'll invite you up to her apartment to look at her etchings. She'll offer you a drink. She may invite you to sit down on her chaise and lounge. She'll throw her arms around you. She'll hug you and she'll kiss you. And, son, you're going to be frightened. You're going to be scared. And, my boy, if you ever meet a woman like that,
Yes, Pappy?
give me her phone number.
You meet a gentle maiden. She's never been kissed, you know.
So you take her to Niagara, where honeymoon couples go.
She's friendly with the room clerk. They've met 7 times before.
Life is so peculiar, let's not bother anymore.
Not with her, at least. Life
Give me the lowdown, Brother G.
is so peculiar. It's caviar or it's stripe.
Yes, it's as fickle as can be.
For life may give you a medal.
I've had my chest dripping with them.
Then slyly slip you the knife.
Oh, my aching back. Life is so peculiar, but as everybody says, that's life is so peculiar, but as everybody says, that's life is so peculiar, but as everybody says, that's life.
Mr. Merrick, isn't it glamorous backstage?
Oh, it's so gay. They're still awake, boss. Great, boss.
Oh, darling. How's it going?
Oh, fine.
Oh, I'm sorry I'm late. Did we miss much?
We?
Tippy Carpenter drove me down. Paul, I've had a number of talks with him about backing the show. I've been trying to change his mind.
Looks like he changed your mind, huh?
Dear, I meant to keep my gloves on. I was going to get to that later. Well, this isn't easy to explain.
Well, you don't have to explain anything, honey. That rock is a smasher, isn't it? Huh.
Isn't it just too incredibly beautiful? Darling, if you'd wanted me more, I might have wanted this less.
Boss, hurry it up. They're waiting for you. Come on.
Oh, Miss Marvis, congratulations.
Oh, hello, Miss Holbrook. How are you?
I feel wonderful.
Will you please do something for me?
Anything.
Of you may never be attracted to the likes of me. me. Accidents will happen, and I'll be around. And maybe there'll be no one else but me around. Forevermore may never start. You may ignore my hopeful heart, and chances are I'm not the one to make you fall. But accidents will happen after all.
The likes of you may never be attracted to the likes of me. But accidents will happen, and I'll be around. And maybe there'll be no one else but me. May never stop. You may ignore my hopeful heart, and the chances are I'm not the one to make you fall. But accidents will happen after all.
A smile may show it,
Your eyes may glow.
before you know it.
I'm sure I know. So if you
fall in love in just that way, oh, wouldn't I be thrilled to hear you say, I had a lovely accident today.
5 minutes, Miss Kirsten. Hey, Al, you're on.
Yes, I had a lovely accident
Boss, they're really going for it.
Oh, cupcake, we're in. Send out our laundry, huh?
Oh,
Hey, sport, did you get the money?
maybe you'd better talk.
Well, what for? You're the producer.
That's their only complaint. They won't give me a nickel.
Isn't that wonderful?
Aunt Amy, we're not getting the money.
That's why it's wonderful. Jerome, it's all right.
Then it isn't too late?
Too late for what?
Oh, look, a certified check.
300,000.
300,000.
I got it right this time. 300,000 grand.
Oh, you sure did.
Oh, straight from heaven. What a man. Congratulations.
Now's the time.
Mr. Thisbe, you'll never regret this gesture. What you've done to contribute to the... Take Mr. Thisbe out and get him a glass of water, Alex. Get him a barrel of water. Take him swimming.
I want to congratulate you, Mr. Merrick.
Thanks, Jeffo. Looks like the show's all set now.
Oh, I don't mean the show. I mean...
Well, that's enough, Jeff.
All right, Katie.
Say, what did he mean?
Miss Marvis asked me to return this. Do I have to?
It's an engagement ring, you know.
Paul, you made me very happy.
I guess you're just like athletes.
What?
Oh, Paul, darling.